Day one of the Kansas City Chiefs mandatory minicamp practices are officially in the books. And with that being said, we have more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in Kansas City for Chiefs practice. Now, in this video, we're going to break down some standouts, some guys who maybe looked good, some guys who weren't at practice, but pretty much everything you need to know about day one of mandatory minicamp and everything you need to know going forward. Now, before we jump into the video, I want to do what we always do and give a major shout out to, all of the Chiefs media members out there who, work so hard each and every single day to get these videos out for us, kind of enabling us to make these videos. Without them, these videos are not possible to make. So, with that being said, go follow them on Twitter. They're going to be posting live in real-time action from practice each and every single day that they practice on, right? So go follow them, and then from there, you can find all of the other Chiefs media teams and media members that do post these highlights, right? But with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video and talk about practice. Now, the first thing to notice was Xavier was there. Now, in terms of practicing, he was not taking part in any team drills or anything like that, kind of just sitting on the sideline once again. I was really intrigued to see, if he would practice or not, because they're trying to be really conservative with that injury. They want to make sure he is completely fine by the time training camp comes around. So looks like they're going to be even more precautionary than I originally thought. I thought maybe he gets a practice in here or there, but doesn't seem like he's ready to go just yet. Not ready to show off that insane speed in 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s just yet. However, with that being said, he's out, but Kadarius Toney back in. Now, obviously, with this being mandatory minicamp, this is something that you need to be here for. You need to practice, you need to be on the field, you need to be here, or you're going to get fined. So Kadarius Toney was at practice today, which is a good sign. Definitely nice seeing him back out there. But there's going to be a ton of competition this offseason with guys like Xavier, Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, who we're going to talk about in just a minute, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, Kadarius Toney, Nico Remigio, who has been breaking out over camp, and also Miko Hardman, Justin Ross as well here in Kansas City. You have 9 guys that could all make the roster, right? So probably only 6 of them will. That means 3 of those guys that I just named most likely will not be on the roster come the start of the regular season. So that is one of the biggest things to take note of, is which one of these guys are going to make the roster. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor and comment down below the 6 wide receivers you think will make the roster, and who do you think will get cut or released or traded, whatever it may be, right? Now, one more wide receiver I want to talk about before we move on is Rashee Rice. The man had an absolutely phenomenal day today, had multiple big time plays. He was definitely a standout, for camp today, and had big time touchdown down the sideline and multiple big time catches. So that was definitely something that we love to see. Big practice for Rashee Rice today. Brian Cook was also a safety who looks completely healthy. Came out here and had a massive day, a couple of PBUs, was basically everywhere at once. I mean, Brian Cook is a guy they have a ton of confidence in and they think could be, a big-time player for them going forward. They also had a couple of guys in to try out, right? Rashad Lawrence from LSU, Jackson Cravens from BYU, Alex Gubner from Montana, and Brevin Allen from Campbell. All of these guys were on a tryout basis. I'm not sure if they've signed anyone as of right now. Comment down below if so, but I don't think you'll see a signing for the next couple of hours if they do want to bring one of these guys in for a camp deal, right? In terms of guys who are absent today, Harrison Butker, BJ Thompson is out of the hospital, by the way, looking and feeling much better according to sources, so that is good news. Joe Thuney was not there as well. Present but not practicing, Derek Nottie, Charles Omenihu, and Xavier Worthy, like we talked about earlier, still getting back from their injuries, looking better and better each day. Now, before we continue on into the video, guys, and break down a little bit more practice, I need you guys to do me a massive favor, okay? Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And get this, we're going to be covering the Chiefs throughout the entirety of the offseason. Now, you might be asking, what does that entail? Well, the rest of mandatory minicamp, preseason, training camp, regular season, everything you could think of, got you guys covered. And get this, right? Once the season does kick off, we're going to be breaking down all 22 coaches' film throughout every single game. And we're going to be live streaming some of these games on my on my Twitch, actually. So if you guys want to watch these games with me, my Twitch is Matty Dubs with 3 S's, or you can find the link in the description below. Make sure you guys do all those things really quickly. With that being said, let's get back into the video. Now, also, there was a couple of guys who were at practice. They were participating a little bit, but not full, kind of limited, right? You had Isaiah Pacheco, Jalen Watson. I believe Leo Chanel was another guy who was a little bit, you know, participating, but not a full go, right? So want to keep in mind that those guys are continuing to ramp up as well, continuing to you know, get better and better as time goes on. Travis Kelce got to talk a little bit after practice as well to the media, so I bet you guys can go find those clips if you want them. And again, Kadarius Toney looked like he was a full go at practice as well. But overall, man, when you look at this team, the way they're set up right now, I mean, compared to last season, they are better. They're hungrier. They have this wide receiver room is probably 10 times better than they were last season. Not only do you have the development of Rashee Rice, but you add a Hollywood Brown. You add an Xavier Worthy. You bring back a Miko Hardman. You have the breakout of Nico Remigio, right? You still have Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson and Sky Moore trying to break out, right? I mean, I'm excited for this team, man. And you have Jared Wiley. Oh my God. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. The weapons that Patrick Mahomes has on this football team right now, it is really standing out to me. And I'm excited to see all these guys get to work together as a unit. Offensive line wise, everything's looking good. I think the left tackle position is the one that's up for grabs right now. I mean, you have Godric, you have Wanya Morris, you have Kingsley, the 2nd round pick. All of those guys are, you know, putting in work each and every single day to try to become that day one starter for this football team. And truthfully, we don't really know more until the pads come on, which will be in training camp, by the way. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But defensively, again, I think defensively, this team has, you know, proven themselves to be probably one of the most underrated units in football right now. I mean, not only with, you know, Jaden Hicks coming over here in the 4th round, but Steve Spagnuolo is, you know, kind of in love with the fact of having this guy on his football team and didn't think he would be able to get him in the 4th round, and they did. And now that he's here, I mean, he is breaking out each and every single day, looking better and better as time goes on. And, you know, you talk about the special teams unit and how they're improved and how they're, you know, strategically getting better, adding Justin Reed to as a kicker in that, you know, type of new kickoff rule. I mean, everything you look at here with this Chiefs team, and you just see, you know, potential, versatility, a new dynamic, and you got to give them a lot of credit because they could definitely go back to back. I mean, this team has that potential. So, a big shout to a couple of guys as well. Nazee Johnson, Nick Jones. I mean, I say it every video because every time they practice, they look better and better. So, big shout to those guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Hopefully, we'll have another video up for you tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next Chiefs update. Peace.